You played Eaton last week?
Yeah, we did. We played Eaton. It was a fun game. The kids played hard. Is down there at Toyota's. First time we played on real grass this year, so it was fun getting used to playing real football again. And the kids played hard. It was a game where the offense scored fast, and they really exploded on offense, and that was a lot of fun. Special teams played great. Had a big kickoff return for a touchdown, so that was awesome. Defense played well. We had a bunch of plays out there in the game. Eaton's a tempo offense, so it was fun going against those guys and a different challenge than what we'd seen the week before. It was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of plays in that game. A lot of Eaton got after us a little bit, and it was fun to see our kids respond to a little adversity. And it was a fun game to be a part of. It puts us 3-0 for the year, and that's a lot of fun to be a part of.
All right, we're going to open up for questions now. Last game was hard for defense because Eaton ran a lot of plays very quickly. Do you think the defense is in better shape this week?
I think so. It was like I said earlier, they ran a lot of plays because of their tempo style offense, and it was something we hadn't seen before this year with this group of kids. And anytime you see something new, you have to figure out a way to adjust to it. And I think that it exposed our kids to a lot of reps, and they got a feeling of what that feels like, right? So now this week in practice, we've been able to focus on that, and they kind of highlighted one of our weaknesses, and we've been focused on that. Kids did a good job, and they're committed to getting better.
All right. What would you say the difference is on the team from the past 2 years who won 3 games combined, and then this year who have already matched that and are 3-0?
Right. Well, I mean, the difference is obvious is once you have an established program, things are different. There's a different feel. The group of kids that we had before, they worked their tails off, and they did things the right way, and they worked really hard. They just had the deck stacked against them a lot of times. This group of kids, they've got a lot of positivity coming up through their younger classes that are full classes. We have great senior leadership on this team. And, the kids are bought in and committed to what we're doing, and it's showing out there on the football field. The main difference is that our kids are bought in, they're committed, and they're working their tails off to be successful.
How are the Knights preparing to carry this early success into not just only this next game against North Garland, but upcoming district games?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's fun. We're 1-0 in district right now, right? 3-0 overall. That's fun. We have one more practice game coming up this week versus North Garland. And then we have a bye week, and then we start the district round again and start working to earn a playoff spot. We need to carry that momentum forward and stay focused. Sometimes when you have early success, it can get you complacent, and that's one of the worst things you can do as a team and as a player is to feel like you've accomplished something or arrived, because it takes your drive away. I don't sense that with these kids. I feel like they're still on point and working hard, and I feel like they have higher goals than just being 3-0 or whatever.
Al, one of your linebackers, is often referred to as a quarterback of the defense. So what does he look for when he's guiding the defense to more touchdowns and more defensive drives? Yeah,
Al's awesome. He plays middle linebacker for us, right? So that kind of puts you in a leadership role in and of itself. But what Al does a good job of is understanding everything that's going on around him. He's one of those guys that studies film constantly. He's one of those guys that's always texting me, calling me, talking about, hey, Coach, what about when they do this? And, hey, Coach, can we do this when they do this? He just takes a lot of ownership and pride in our defense and the things that he does. It's his mentality. It's his leadership skills. He's just a great player for us. He's a great Knight.
What have you done to prepare your defense for this X6A school?
We're just working hard trying to defend what they do. North Garland, they're a power zone counter team. They run stretch. Occasionally they'll run a little option look out the backside of a zone. We're just working hard on reps, trying to get as many reps as we can. You got to try to simulate. When you play teams that don't do what we do, you have to figure out a way to simulate that in practice. So we're getting our JV. They're doing a good job running scout cards. And we're just trying to focus in on what they do and try to stop their playmakers. They have some explosive playmakers. We're going to have to get after them.
Thank you.
Okay, so we see the starters getting taken out early in the second half a lot in these blowout wins. So when we need them to play a full game, can you trust that they'll be conditioned enough to close one out late?
Sure. Here's what's interesting is in our situation, we don't necessarily have starters. We have a lot of guys that can play defense for us. Obviously, you have to have a person who goes out there on the first snap, right? They're technically your starter, I guess. But we have a lot of guys on our defense that can play. They can play big plays for us and big snaps. And you know, the overall team depth is what we're working on team, not depth, but the overall team, like being in shape. That's what we're trying to improve. We want everybody to be in shape so that everybody can play that whole game. Because you never know when we're going to need somebody to do something, and you know the game's going to be on the line.
What qualities or attributes differentiate your backers from the other ones in the district?
Well, I tell you, I haven't seen a lot of. We've only played one district opponent, right? And me personally, I don't watch the opposing defense, so really that's a tough question for me to answer. I can talk about our linebackers. Our linebackers are dedicated to what they do. Like I was talking about Al, he leads our position group. He leads those other players and tries to show them the right way to do things and the right way to prepare. And a lot of their success is contingent upon him continuing to set the example.
And lastly, what team are you personally most excited to play this year?
Oh, listen, football is a sport where you're only guaranteed 10 games, right? Every night you play football is special, and you look forward to every one of them, every snap, every series, every opponent.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.